Hey, what's up, everybody? AlphaMagna here. A couple things. We're going to look at the most recent triangle breakout of Bitcoin that we've been tracking the past couple weeks to determine what way is BTC going. Is it going up or is it going down, and when? Right. This is the big question everybody wants to know, and everybody wants to know if you're part of this world, if you're part of the cryptoverse. So if you are, then stick around because I'm about to share my screen with you and we're going to take a look. And there's some cool things when you do chart analysis that really give you insight as to the movement of where it is and improves your likelihood of guessing where it might go. Now, fundamental analysis such as news can always come in and throw off the technical analysis, and that's part of the game, isn't it? It's what makes it kind of fun. So I want to share my screen with you, and a couple things I do want to say. First of all, if everybody's wondering how you can get these cool laser eyes, uh, this is I'm not sponsored by them, but I wanted to see how's everybody doing this in their profiles, and here it is. You pick a photo of yourself, and then you can pick from some different laser eyes, and then it's real easy to download. You just go like that, bada boom, bada bing, and there's so many cool laser eyes to pick from. I'm gonna get more than one. You know why? Because they're free. They don't. This doesn't cost me anything to download the laser eyes at cryptolasereyes.com. Are you a true believer? There it is. So I just wanted to send out that free plug to them. Also, this is a cool ass t-shirt that we were looking at earlier. But finally, the screen you guys have all been waiting for. This is where we are today. Let me pop this up. Thursday, June 10th, 2021 at 111. Wonderful time in the morning, 1:11 a.m. All right, so let's zoom in on this. The current price trading right here, 36881.44, dropping around in that 36888 kind of area. Good number to jump in and get yourself some Bitcoin. Why? Because it's going to go up. When's it going to go up? Well, that's always the question. Sometime in the next 3 years is almost the guaranteed answer, right? It's going to go up. Do you want to trade short term? Do you want to day trade? Do you want a short trade? That's up to you. But when it comes to Bitcoin, we recommend hodling. What does that mean? Buy it with spare change that you have in your couch from your extra job, wherever you can get the spare change, hopefully legally and safely without hurting anybody. And you got your rent paid, you got extra money, buy Bitcoin with it to hodl. Hold on for dear life because you just bought yourself a ticket, baby, to the roller coaster that is BTC. So let's take a look. I'm going to increase this screen. We're going to go to full size. And what are we looking at here? This is the 1 day chart. Okay. So this is a daily. Each candle represents 1 day in our space time. I want to look at this, not first, but we're going to jump over to the 4 hour chart and you're going to see these patterns where they line up. But we dropped out of our triangle right here. 2 days ago, as you can see, 3 days ago, because this is the third day. And now this is our current day right here. This little red square. So let's enlarge that. And let's take a look at what the stochastics are doing, your MACD and your RSI. We have a crossover that occurred back here on the 30th, or what is this? Yeah, the 31st of May, 30th, 31st. It crossed over again, dumped down. You see the downward trend. And here's the new crossover. It happened. What's today's date? The 10th. This crossed yesterday right here. We're on an upward trend. All day, the 9th, was this green candle. So big moment for Bitcoin as it returns to the triangles. This darker triangle is what I drew way back here on the 23rd of May. The lavender triangle, we had to extend out for once it made some different moves. And you can see it came back into here. Now, what this RSI is showing us on this crossover is when the blue crosses over the red, as you can see it does here, and there's this much of a gap between between it, it's going to more than likely continue up into this white area because there's a lot of momentum here, and these little lines show how much volume is coming in. So there's a fair amount of volume here as well. This like representing the smallest amount of volume, pretty big amount of volume here to make these size candles. And then this much volume made this size candle. So that's pretty good. And then look at this blue line. It crossed over way back here on the 31st and is still looking optimistic for Bitcoin's return to the bright side, to the upside of what will be this triangle. Now, remember, we are in a sideways movement. We are in a choppy motion. We are trading between two different zones of support on the low and resistance at the top. The support level, 30K. To be more specific, about 31.5K. The top level, 40K. To be more specific, around 41 to 42K. We're going to see a ping pong effect as we move through space time as it tests these different levels before it breaks out either and create to the top side where it creates a brand new candle above 40, 42K, or it creates a brand new candle below that 30, 32K. Now let's look at what this wick did on this candle 2 days ago. It came down here and tested what number? 31029. It did not break 30,000 and did not push it in a new zone. Let's take a look at this long, beautiful rainbow colored bar here, which comprises several different Fibonacci retracements that I've done, where we see a huge, strong double point of resistance taking place right here at 31173 and 3093. And we can see if you follow the dotted line across, where does that touch? Where does that wick touch from 2 days ago? Right there, right on it. That's amazing. This is the power of your charts. I kind of predicted that. Did I buy the dip? Yeah, I did. And I got the receipts to show it. Let's jump back and take a look. Here's my balance of BTC. Here's my current balance of BTC. Such a small little number, but what a beautiful number it is. 0.0183. That's what I have. That's my balance of BTC. How much is that? Well, at the current prices, if I were to sell 100%, $675. It's what my current Bitcoin holding is. I own a lot of other cryptocurrencies. This is just my BTC. I'm currently holding, for full transparency, because this is what this is all about, I'm currently holding about $2,500 of Ethereum. Is that a smart move? Is that a good move? Should I move that into BTC? Should I diversify? Well, overall, I have about $30,000 spread out amongst many different companies that are being traded, publicly traded here on different exchanges. And what I'm looking at doing right now, because we're in a sideways moving consolidation pattern, we're wondering, as everybody is this going to, this point lines up around $37,000. Is this a true base? Is this where we're going to see, like, this is the medium and we're going to be, bouncing between 30 and 40? Is it going to drop down and test this 20,000 range? Or is it going to pop up and if it pops up, can it break through the 40,000 to start trading in that 40, 50, and then eventually between the 50, 60, and then eventually above the 60K range? And if it does that, what I predict is going to happen is that is exactly what we're going to see happen. We're going to see it do every one of those different brackets. It's going to drop down at some point below the 30 and it's going to find a new channel to bounce between 20, probably not 20K, but probably 25K, with 27, 28 being a medium and that 31, 32. I think that's going to be a channel. It's going to jump above that current channel that we're in right now. And eventually it's going to push through that and trade in the upper channel. And my short-term prediction is that before it sees that lower channel, it's going to, I believe, I think we're going to push up into this upper channel. Why do I believe that? Because, I'm not on the news every day to follow all the fundamentals analysis, see what everybody's sentiment is overall. But we do see a lot of news, people talking about, and the beauty of the public ledger is that we can see how many different people move their Bitcoin into their hard wallets, which means they're hodling their coin. They're not looking to trade it. It is not on a public exchange. It costs money every time you move your money. It costs money. It costs some amount of money to make that move. You own your coins. When you own your addresses. But if you want to move it onto your hard wallet, then you need to pay to do so, and there's a transfer fee. So people don't move it around willy-nilly when it comes to Bitcoin, especially when it comes to Ethereum. Everybody knows about gas coins or gas prices. So so you're not just moving this stuff. You're going to think about it, and when you move it onto your hardware wallet, this is not currently a tradable, easily tradable location currently right now. Now there are some changes with some other cryptocurrencies, like Cardano, where you can have your ADA on your hardware wallet, and you can still be staking it. Now, can you trade it? There is a new I can't remember what it is. If is it Theta, that allows you to actually do that, to hold on to your coins. Your coins are your coins, but there's a representation that you can trade in a market. I believe, don't quote me on that. Anyway, we're not talking about that right now. What we're talking about right now is BTC, Bitcoin, and what is it going to do? So I just wanted to show you guys. This is my little bit of holdings. Not a lot in play, but I want to accumulate more because we are in a sideways market. I believe, as everybody that is a believer in Bitcoin, that this is going to go over 6 figures per coin in the next 3 to 4 years. 100%. We believe that to be 99%. Nothing's 100%, right? Is nothing ever 100%? Probably not, right? There's no absolutes in life, but there are extreme likelihoods. And the extreme likelihood tells us that, based on fundamental and technical analysis, this coin has enough going for it on so many different levels, that this public sentiment pretty much agrees across the board that this is going across 6 figures in the next 3 to 4 years. So whatever price you buy it for right now is really good, because if it doubles, you're at 70K, you made your money back, and then everything over that is house money. And if you hold it for 2 different halvings, which would be a period of 7 to 8 years, this might go up to, you might be able to 5x, 10x your money. So the question becomes, how much money do you have liquid, that is play money right now that you're not going to miss? You got all your bills paid, and you can move it into Bitcoin. And that's what it is. Now, I have a lot of my money tied up because in some smaller coins that I bought, some different companies, some different tokens. So I have tens of thousands of dollars that are tied up in some plays that I apparently shouldn't have, because when the market dipped, I'm not selling that. I'm not selling at a loss. So so it just ties up your money, and what it does, it costs you theta. It's going to cost me theta, which means it's going to cost me time before I can recoup that money again, and at least trade some of it out to free some of it up to move it into Bitcoin. Now, what price is that for me? I did all that at about 50K. And because the beauty of BTC is that most of the other cryptocurrencies follow the movements of BTC. So as Bitcoin rises, the other currencies tend to rise. When Bitcoin falls, the other currencies there's a slight delay, and they tend to fall as well. Most of them move in those type of channels. And so when Bitcoin hits about 50K, I will be able to free up some of my other currencies and Will I buy Bitcoin at that point? I will have an opportunity to move it into Bitcoin at that point. Or just keep it where it is and just try to make some money, other money, and move it in. But I definitely want to get my Bitcoin storage up to at least a couple grand, at least $2,000. I would like to get in here over the next couple months. What kind of time frame are we looking? Do I have time frame to do that? Well, okay, according to this triangle right here that we just moved back into, this lavender triangle, you can see it times out here on about the 18th of this month. It gets narrow and narrow. There's more and more consolidation, meaning there's nowhere for these. Let's enlarge this again. There's nowhere for the bars to move as it consolidates more and more, and it moves through these channels. So let's take a look at the 4-hour chart as well. I clicked full screen. I do not know why this is not going to full screen currently. What is going on? Crap. This is like not enlarging. My apologies. Technical difficulties. Bear with me. There we go. We have some movement. Are you going to show me full screen? Because this is definitely not full screen. There we go. Okay. Here we are. Let's shrink this down. And I want to show you guys this is miraculous. Okay. So look where we broke out at right here, where we broke out of the triangle. This big purple right here. You can see these are the triangles. Okay. I'll move these over. There's a couple things I want to show you here. Okay. On the left, let's start with the Fibonacci retracement. So these are all different colored channels in which we're going to be trading in. This one, if I put my cursor in, you'll see it creates a dotted line that we can look across and see this is right about where we broke out at 35,485 per coin. It broke this channel and just deep dived all the way down, testing 32, popped up with and look, and then look at where it tests here, comes up, and then pushes further back down and tests this channel, right? Let's see. Right there. Look at that dotted line. It's right there at 31011. That's the bottom of this channel. You could see, visually see, and I drew this way back on the 22nd of May. Today's the 10th of June. So that's pretty cool. That this is where the wick touched before, when it found support, pushed back up, created this green candle. And look at this push up. Now I want to look at this too. These candles each are 4 hours, each candle representing 4 hours. So it pushes up all the way through the 9th. Here we get the 10th. Let me just zoom in and look at where these wicks found resistance. Wick 1, right along this purple triangle that I drew like 2 weeks ago. This red triangle, the wick. Look at that, right along the slope. The wick pushes up all the way to right there, touches 37,635 per coin before it finds rejection. And here's the candle we're currently in. This is the current 4-hour width candle. There's a lot of volume that came in here to make this push, but look where it found resistance. Now, the other thing is this thick green line is this is our volume indicator. It's a VWAP line, and that's highlighted right there. And being above this line is a very good thing. We're struggling to stay above it here. What's going to happen? We have a crossover right here. The blue crossed over, showing that the price is going to come down. It's going to pull back into this zone, this pink zone here on the stochastics chart. It wants to pull back here, but as we could see back here, it doesn't always make it into this zone before it can cross back over and create another uptrend. And if we look down on the MACD, we crossed over here. Look at the gap, the positivity gap between the blue and the red lines here. So what this tells me is that uh, with all this volume, this is a lot of momentum. I don't think that we are going to cross back down into the pink here on the stochastics. I think we're going to stay above it. I think this is going to see a continued upward trend, and that this trend will eventually test the top boundary of this triangle and maybe even break out above it to test the 40K range. Now, does it have enough momentum to break out of the top of this? Well, I don't know. I don't know. And honestly, I doubt. I would be surprised if it can actually break out and create new candles above this triangle. I think we will see a return to trading in this zone. Now, if we look at the width of these 4-hour candles and count them out, I mean, you'd say 4, 8, 16, 24. You know, this is like, let's see if we got 4, 8, 16, 24. Yeah, there's like, I don't even know what this is, like 28. You'd say about there's a day. That's like a day, second day, third day, fourth day, fifth day. We could definitely stay in this lavender candle triangle, just bouncing between the top and the bottom for the next 7 days, another week before we have enough compression to have a breakout. And that's a momentum. That conversation will become more and more heated in the news, all over on every channel. Everybody that's talking about Bitcoin, everybody has a channel on YouTube, will be talking about Bitcoin's movement. Is it going up or down? And they might not be talking about channels or triangles like I am, but I draw these triangles in times of consolidation when it is in a larger channel that I indicate via the retracement tool, this Fibonacci retracement tool. And then these help me kind of see and guess, predict what the sentiment is of the people, because these candles tell a story. Well, we're above this VWAP line right now. There's a tremendous amount of upward momentum with this. And like I said, it looks like I think we're going to find support here at this 36, 37 for it to continue. And it'll trade between, on the low, 36,000 and on the high, about 38.5, 38.382, 38, like I say $38,400 on the high end, and then about 36,400 on the low end. And I think we're going to see this in this channel over the next several days before we have a breakout. So that's my prediction for you guys right now. It is on a slight downward trend. I think we're going to see it test this 35K, and then it's going to push back up, and it's going to jam around here before and will it eventually pop up and see this number right here, 2.618? This is a very important number on a Fibonacci retracement. I think that within 7 days, it will test this level on the high end. I do not think it will break through, but you never know. That's where fundamentals come in play, and different things that are being said in the news and just different happenings. It could happen. It's everything's, supply and demand. So, but this is a 40,500 level. If it gets rejected off this, it will probably plummet all the way back down and test the low 30s again. I think we'll have some other buying opportunities. So save your money. Be ready to get into the game, because the game is not over. So, this is still a great time to buy Bitcoin. It's about, if you say $100,000, what's a third of that? That's about 33.333, right? So, we're kind of in that range to where you can double, and then so if you put in $1,000, you'll make $2,000 and some change by the time it gets over like that 66, 70,000 kind of dollar range, which is certainly possible in a couple months. And there's not too many opportunities that you see in your life where you can kind of confidently predict that you're going to have an opportunity to double whatever amount of money that you can put into that savings area. Now, this is not financial advice. I'm not telling you what to do. I'm telling you what I'm going to do and the logic that I'm using to manage my money. You need to do your own research. This is not a financial advice channel. I am not a financial advisor. Those are my disclaimers, but I thank you for watching the show. And this episode, stay tuned, press the like button, smash the like button, whatever they say, whatever the kids are saying nowadays. Follow along. I like to do very simple analysis that's based on technical some technical indicators. Look at the candles and determine this logically. I'm moving around 30K in the market right now. If you want to see the moves that I'm making, then follow along. I'll try to give you some advice right now. Bitcoin is a buy. I'm long on Bitcoin right now. If you can hold it for 3 years, get as much of your money and I'm getting as much of my money in there as I can. That's what I'm telling you. All right, guys. Thanks for watching. That is the end of this broadcast. We will see you on the next one. Peace and be safe.